The key to growing your hair, length retention, making sure that you're not losing a whole lot of hair is to be it's your girl Sarae, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys 11 different changes that I made in my hair care routine to help grow my hair. Just some background information. I've been natural for almost 10 years now, so I just want to give all glory to the Lord Jesus Christ, because if it was not for him, I would not have the type of hair that I have. I would not have long hair if it wasn't for my mom praying for me as a little girl, praying for me when I was in the womb. I have always had long hair, but it wasn't until I want to say maybe about 1 to 2 years ago when I really started taking my hair growth journey seriously, and I was actually growing my hair past what it typically stayed at. I just want to give the honor and glory to the Lord Jesus Christ for preserving my hair, because I put my hair through some stuff, you guys. Like, I literally put my hair through some stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. Number one, I stopped using excessive heat on my hair, and that is a huge one. Honestly, all of these are huge, but that one, I just feel like that just had to be number one. Thinking back to when I first went natural, let me just give you guys a little bit more background. So throughout most of my childhood, I was always wearing box braids. My mom always had me and my sister's hair in box braids, some type of braids to protect our hair. So our hair was always in protective styles. I think it was towards the end of my 10th grade year, towards the beginning of my 11th grade year, maybe. I can't remember, you guys, but that's when I decided that I didn't want to keep wearing box braids. And long story short, I was constantly straightening my hair. Now that I've learned more about my hair, I went through the trials and tribulations, figuring my hair out and stuff like that. I cringe now just thinking about adding a bunch of heat to my hair. Like, the most that I do is just blow dry my hair. I do not straighten my hair at all. I don't even know how long it's been since I've straightened or attempted to straighten my hair. But yeah, I stopped using excessive heat on my hair, because you are, at that point, if you're trying to grow your hair, you're working against your hair and you're like frying your hair off. Try to use as minimal heat as possible. So that brings me into number two, which is I started incorporating deep conditioning my hair at least 2 times a month. Whenever I do deep condition my hair, I do use heat because I have low porosity hair. So when you have low porosity hair, it is smart to use heat when you are deep conditioning. Deep conditioning your hair is really good because you do not want your hair to be dry. You want your hair to be moisturized, because that's how your hair is going to continue to grow and it's going to flourish that way. My hair thanks me for it every single time. You will definitely notice a difference once you start deep conditioning your hair. I'm telling you guys, you really will. Number three, I started combing from the ends of my hair up to the root of my hair. This one is huge. Like, this one will really make a difference in the amount of hair loss that you see. You won't see as much hair loss when you start combing from your ends and work your way up to your roots. It only makes sense because the ends of your hair are the oldest parts of your hair. For example, if your ends are really tangled up, if they're really matted, and you're starting from here, the root where your hair grows, if you're going like this and it's already matted up here in the root too, like what's gonna happen? You're gonna be pulling strands out of your hair versus you working from the ends, taking your time, combing all the way up to the roots. It's going to be less breakage and less hair loss. Number four, this is also a big one. All of these are big, you guys, but number four is I started switching up my protective styles. That is really important to do because you do not want your hair to get used to the same exact style to where there's too much tension going on depending on the hairstyle that you're doing, and then it causes breakage. For example, let's say you love doing 2 ponytails or 2 cornrows. If you're doing that consistently, you're parting your hair in the middle and your hair is being pulled like this. So that's causing tension towards the center of your head. So you're gonna start noticing a lot of like hair loss in the center of your head because you constantly have your hair pulled on each side. So you want to give your hair a break and do different things. Change your protective styles up. Even if you are wearing wigs all year long, switch up your braiding style. You can do like cornrowing back and then cornrowing from the sides and then doing the beehive thing. Like do different things to switch it up so that your hair will not start to get like weak at the roots and then end up breaking off. Number 5 is I started incorporating water and conditioner into my takedown process and my detangling process. This one is huge when it comes to length retention and trying to prevent as much hair loss or breakage as possible. For example, a few months ago, I was wearing a wig and I had the braids underneath my wig for about 2 months. And I was really nervous taking down those cornrows because my hair, it had been in those braids for so long. It was in those braids for like 2 months, probably a little more than 2 months. I just knew that my hair was matted up. I was like, Lord, I am not looking forward to this. But what I did was I spritzed my braids all at the roots and all down the braid, down to the ends, and I applied conditioner. And you want to use conditioner with slip because it's giving you slip and your hair will be moisturized rather than it being dry and brittle. If you're trying to touch your hair and do this and that to your hair, it's more than likely going to start breaking off if it's not moisturized and it's already dry. Number 6, I started finger detangling before I used a comb or a brush. Me personally, I've noticed that finger detangling really does work wonders, and when you are finger detangling, you can actually feel what is going on versus a comb and you're just like raking through your hair. Finger detangling makes things a lot easier because you are able to take your time and work those knots out before you go in with an actual comb. Number 7 is I started paying attention to how my hair reacts to certain products. Before, when I didn't really know that much about my hair, I wasn't really paying attention to my hair. I wasn't listening to my hair. I wasn't realizing like, hey, when I use this specific product, it makes my hair super dry. Or when I use this product, it makes my hair feel very moisturized and my hair looks a lot healthier when I use this. I highly recommend that you just start paying attention. If you don't even know exactly what you're looking for, just pay attention to see the difference, like what your hair looks like when you're using this combination of products versus what your hair looks like when you're using this combination of products. You have to experiment with your hair and honestly just take notes on whatever it is that you just started incorporating into your hair routine or what you have been using. See how your hair reacts. You want to feel your hair because at the end of the day, your hair is going to, in a sense, talk to you and let you know like, hey, I like this, or hey, I don't like that. Number 8, this isn't really like a change that I made. It was just, actually it kind of was. Okay, this doesn't really make any sense, but number 8 is I found out what my hair porosity was and I started purchasing products that were good for my hair porosity. When you're starting your hair care journey, the very first thing that I think you should do is to find out what your hair porosity is. There's so many videos on YouTube that you can find of different women that have different hair porosities and they'll show you the products that they use, the ingredients that they have noticed their hair really likes and things like that, and you can just experiment like that. Number 9 is to be gentle with your hair. You have to be gentle with your hair. Please be gentle with your hair. Don't get me wrong, there are times when I have my days when I'm frustrated with my hair, but the key to growing your hair, length retention, making sure that you're not losing a whole lot of hair is to be gentle with your hair. You want to work with your hair and not against your hair. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my vlogs or my hair care routine videos where I was like doing my hair. If you guys have ever seen any of those videos, then you guys would notice that I am so gentle when it comes to my hair. Even with these braids, I'm making sure that I'm being very careful. Even when I'm putting my hair in a ponytail, the more you learn or practice being gentle with your hair, the easier it's going to get. You're also going to just notice you're not losing as much hair as you would when you're just going crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, of course, you're gonna have hair that's coming out out that's shedded hair, but what we're trying to prevent here is pulling out unnecessary hair that's not even shedded hair, if that makes sense. Number 10, I started using satin or silk everything. Like when it comes to scrunchies, anything that I put in my hair, I try to make sure that it is satin or silk, something that will not pull out my hair very easily. Even if you're just chilling in the house and you have a bonnet on or whatever, you're protecting your hair. So that satin or silk, whatever it may be, is protecting your hair. Number 11, I stopped over manipulating my hair. So like I told you guys, when I was in high school, when my mom finally let me do a little bit more with my hair and I was no longer wearing the box braids, I was over manipulating my hair to the max. I didn't even realize that it was jacking my hair up. I'm crying laughing just thinking about this. In class, constantly running my fingers through my hair, constantly combing my hair, trying to make sure my hair looked nice and this and that. I did not realize that I was doing more harm than good. So that's why I love doing protective styles, because your hair is being protected, and it's just really not a good thing to over manipulate your hair, because when you are over manipulating your hair, and what I mean by that is having your hands in your hair every single day, all the time, the more you touch your hair, the more hair you're going to lose. One of the best things to do when you're trying to grow your hair is to put it in a protective style and literally leave it alone. Your hair, of course, is going to grow, but you want to retain that length and you want to grow it even longer than what it's already at. If you really want to get into the habit of not touching your hair as much, I highly recommend, when you do not have anywhere else to go and you're just sitting at the house or whatever, wrap your hair up and put a bonnet on. A silk or satin bonnet and scarf, okay? Do that and it will definitely prevent you from putting your fingers all in your hair and stuff like that. Even if you're at work or school or on vacation or whatever, you can simply practice not touching your hair by just trying your absolute best to not touch your hair. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard at first, but it's doable. It can be done. This is coming from someone who used to always have her hands in her hair, okay? So I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, I do like to switch up my hairstyle. I don't like to keep the same thing all the time. I try to be more mindful about the health of my hair, because when you start focusing on the health of your hair, when you are consistent with a hair care regimen that you believe your hair likes based off of how your hair reacts and things like that, then you will start to notice your hair growth. Another tip that I want to give you guys is to pray over your hair. If you are a believer in Jesus Christ, pray over your hair, for your hair to be healthy, for your hair to be strong, for it to be thick, and for it to be long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.